Alright, I think we're back and ready to go. So let's go ahead and get started on this piece of artwork. Last stream we basically nearly finished this one, but the kids were getting a little bit loud, so I had to cut it short a little bit. But I am back, everybody's asleep, hopefully. And I'm not going to finish this one, but I am going to pick up on this other screen that I started on. So I'm going to start with the grass. So what I'm doing is I'm going to do a little like a outline of this swirly little path that's at the bottom. That's basically going to be like a dirt path, and I'm just silhouetting it so that I can have a secondary kind of like a blending color between the two, so it won't be such a harsh difference from brown to green. I'll have a dithered brown to green to go between them, which will look real nice. Alright, so color all that in, and then we will color this in too, like that. Okay. And let's see, I need green and brown, so let's go to the brown. And I think I'll have the brown on bottom. Not that that makes a whole lot of difference, but so by using the dithered color of green and brown, I'm going to make it so that it isn't such a harsh transition from the brown path to the green grass. Okay, and now that I have that, I can change the outline color. So if I go all the way back to the beginning, when I drew this, I can just change the color from black to brown. And then I'll change it back to black, and it'll follow those directions for everything else. Alright. That's basically good. I think for this grassy area up here, I wanted, well, let's, that same kind of dithered green up here. And then I wanted a dark black green dither over here for this area. Alright, and that's the basic outline of the walkable area. I have this little square here that's going to be like a kind of like an ancient pathway or stonework that's going to be overcovered with grass. But right now I'm just going to leave it like that. Maybe I'll just fill it in with gray and then move on from there later. Okay. What do we want to do next here? Maybe we'll just fill in the outlines of the bushes. Give them some basic color, and then we can, once we color them in, we can move on from there. Okay. And then we fill it in with a green, and I guess like it's a teal color. Oops. Let's have green on bottom. Yeah, like that. Okay. Color in bush number 2. And I'm going to repeat that process for every bush in this picture. I don't think this is a bush. I think that's a rock, but I don't remember, because I did do a very good job with the outline of it. This bush also is cutting into this rock, so I think this bush is in front of it, so I'll just color over that dark black line. Alright, more bushes in the back. And this one is kind of in the darker area, so I'm going to make its outline a little bit closer to the top because I don't want it to have as much color as the other bushes. Okay. That one can just be normal green, and these ones in the background will be similar to that one where it's a lot more dark than it is light. Okay, there we go. Fill that in. Repeat the process 2 more times. Right, beautiful. Whoops, not beautiful. There we go. All right, let's zoom out and take a look. And let's fill in all of these areas with the normal bush color. And let's zoom in and get rid of that black line. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Now I have to redo it. I'm going to zoom in order to prevent that from happening again. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, I did it again anyway. I'm going to go ahead and blame this new mouse that I bought. I'm not used to its controls yet. You know, like the left click button. It's hard to get used to. Alright, this one here, this one here. Alright. And let's color in that black line. Beautiful. Where is it? Let me get a little closer here. I think my dithers are conflicting with each other. So what I need to do is for this one I need to have the green on top and the teal on bottom, and that will solve that little issue that I just saw. Beautiful. Alright, up next, what should we do? We could do rocks, we could do trees, we could do these what are these kind of trees called? Pine trees? Okay, let's save it really quick, because before I do those I need to define their branches. So way back when I started drawing these little triangles, those are just the outline for how I want to do the branches. Alright, so that's the first one. Let's go in and do some branches on it. Yeah, I like to draw out the basic shape, then just kind of go in and make the little branch lines. And I try to make it not too symmetrical, because symmetry and nature are not things that generally go together. But at the same time, it has to not look messy. So it's kind of like you're trying to find that middle ground. Okay, so far I think it's looking decent. And maybe right there. Alright, so let's go back and delete the line. And we'll draw on these. And it looks like I need to close it down at the bottom. Something like that. I wonder if I should add just a couple hints of it closing on the other side. I like it, but that one seems a little bit too big. So let's just go in, and the problem is it's running right up against this branch, so it feels like you should be getting it a little bit, but maybe that's enough as it is. Okay, next one. Alright, this one has 2 sides. Let's start with the left side. That looks great. Don't let anybody tell me differently. Okay. Now the right side. It definitely takes time getting used to working on vector art like this, but after a while, I kind of enjoy it. It definitely took me a while though. It's not a normal way to do artwork. Okay, that should be good. Alright, you can delete that line. Now those look like pine trees to me. Perfect. Alright, and then there's a bush there. Or was it a bush? I think we determined that was a rock when I was doing my bushes. Okay. A couple more pine trees. So let's go in on this side and give this one some details, some actual branches and needles and whatnot. Lovely. Let's make it branch out just a little bit more. This one's going to be kind of messy. I don't know if it's going to look right. We'll back up after we draw this one and take a look at it from a distance. Alright. Get rid of those two. Yeah, well, that looks fine to me. Again, it's running right up against that other tree, and I feel like I should have the other side of its branches visible. All right. Pine tree number 4. I hope everybody's having an enjoyable Friday evening. We've had some lovely weather here in Missouri. And I'm enjoying not being freezing again. So I'm looking forward to the spring. Maybe it'll start to look like some of these actual trees. Alright, that looks good. Let's do this side. And this is, again, where I don't want it to be too symmetrical, because if I draw all the same branches at like the same height, I feel like it's not going to look right. So I'm going to try and avoid that. Running into this tree, but that's okay. All right, I think that worked out really well. So just delete these 3. And, I think I forgot the bottom of it. So we'll have to close it. I think it's down here, or was it over here? That one looks good. All right, one more. Yeah, this is basically what it's like to make these backgrounds. It takes a lot of time. I would say somewhere like between 3 and 4 hours per picture for me. But I have to admit, I enjoy it. It's kind of fun. At least when it comes together well. The ones that are really hard, those I don't have as much affection for. And for me, I think those tend to be the ones where you're doing like man-made things. Because I'm not a particularly detailed-oriented person, so I like natural things because they don't have to be symmetrical. if you're doing a house or building, like you have to be, you have to do some math, you know. Make sure everything is lined up properly. All right, that's good. Delete those 2 lines and fill in the rest. And we have our 5th beautiful pine tree. Ah, don't those look so much nicer than cones? All right. Oops. Well, we did have some unintended consequences because I forgot about these backgrounds behind the trees. So we'll have to go back and redo that. Okay. First problem was right over here with this tree. I see. Welcome everybody to our chill stream, where we're drawing some chill pine trees. Alright, that looks good. This one's running into this tree over here, so let's do that. And we'll do the same thing right here. Alright. So this one's actually fine, it's just running into the branch. So something like that should be fine. Oop, still one too far. I think I did it. Oh, perfect, perfect. Okay. And this one is something like that. Is fine. Now let's go ahead and color in this one too, because that's... Alright, now we can delete that. And that looks good. Alright, let's back up. Take a peek. Welcome back, Andrew. You're here for round 2, huh? Alright, let's see if we're running into this tree over here. Yes, we are. So let's do this again, but be a little bit more careful not to run into our pine tree. Alright, that should be good. Oh, almost perfect. Well, I appreciate you coming out and enjoying a little bit of quiet time, I guess, or chill time with some artwork. I know my kids were yelling and screaming. I had to cut off my first stream because they were going nuts. It's hard to focus when you have people screaming. Especially on something like this. You know? All right. Anything else? Just have to do these little areas here. Okay, I think that's perfect, right? All right. Now we can focus our attention on other things. Wait, what is this thing over here? I think that's supposed to be dark blue as well. Okay. Alright, now we can focus our attention on other things. Like what color this should be. Let's go with a teal and a dark gray. Okay, I think that looks good. The illusion of depth. Alright, what else? I wonder if I needed to outline these rigid, spiky edges, because those are going to be dirt paths also. Let's put gray on bottom, silver on top. Yeah, so in the end these will be colored in like this, or something like this. And right now it really clashes with the green grass. So I might need to do something like I did on the southern path. Well, I guess there's no time like the present to do that. So let's go all the way back. Right about, say, right before we color things in. And then we'll kind of outline these carefully. Something like this should do. Oops, don't do that. Can anybody tell me if the music is getting irritating, looping so frequently? I can only barely hear it, but I know you guys can hear it better than me. Right there should be good, and then across. Okay. Looks like my green line is running into my trees. I don't like that. I'm gonna need to fix that too. Okay, right here. Just make it nice and straight like that. Okay. Now we have to do the other side, I think. But just over here. Something like that. Should be, I think, wider at the bottom side because it's supposed to be like have some depth to it. And then right about here, I think. All right. Looks kind of messy, but I think it's going to work. Looks like everything is colored in properly, except I didn't do the same thing on this side with the lines showing depth, like right here. So that's probably an oversight. So let me add that in, I guess. It's going to make it a pain to fill. Maybe I should have did this after I filled it. Well, yeah, let's actually do that. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's delete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. fill all this in. And we'll do the same thing with this area here. And then these small areas too. I wonder what kind of person I have to be to find this enjoyable. Because this, as I'm watching myself do it, I'm like, this looks incredibly tedious and boring. And yet, I'm enjoying this. Alright, that looks, I think that'll look better. And then well, let's save it really quick before I do anything. Okay. Let's go back and change the line color. Because once I fill in these, like this, that black line is going to stick out like a sore thumb. So I need to change that to maybe like the dark maroon color. Or maybe even just a brown. We'll see. Try different things and see what works. Alright. Alright, so let's change it. I'm going to try the dark maroon. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try brown. I want it to be. Let's make it brown. It's supposed to be dirt, so. Right. Change this one to brown as well. Alright, beautiful. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that gray and brown looks really... It almost, I don't know, it doesn't look like the right color. So I'm not sure that I'm going to go with that. Maybe I'll just go with a straight brown. Or maybe even a brown and a darker gray. Because the brown doesn't give you the idea that it's lifted off the ground. So maybe I'll just have to add in some lines that would indicate that kind of thing. Alright, so I'm not going to worry about that part for now. The grass part looks good. Generally, I mean obviously there's no detail in it, but it will look good. It has the basic foundation for what it needs to look good. Now, let's do some trees. Alright, and for trees I like to get a brown and a... Let me use a different area. A brown and a light red for the highlight. And let's see. This tree is right here. Its branch is kind of gonna... I don't know. I wonder if the branch should kind of come into this part of the tree and out like that. In which case it would get in the way of the highlight, which is fine. Just have to make sure I do that like that. And I wonder if I can just kind of add a hint of it at the top here. Something like that. Okay, that's looking good. All right, let me take a peek. Let's look it over, and let's do the same thing on this side. this tree trunk is going really far. I'm going to just assume that's okay, and if it's not, we can fix it later. Alright, same thing with this side. Fill it in. I do like that I can see the other side of this tree. That means I can have a nice place for its dark side. Alright, what else? I think I want to do the same thing with the hint of the top of that branch. So we'll zoom in. We'll just add that little hint. Right here and up. I think that's perfect. Alright, next, let's get our brown and black. Dither. And let's, I think we want it to be all the way over here. So let's start its dark over here and then on up. Zoom out a little bit to get a fuller view. And then it can go, I want it to be in line with what we started with. Okay, something like that. I don't think we'll use any of the dark on the other side, except for maybe on the bottom of the branch, just a little bit. So let's maybe start here. Just enough. Okay, I think that's about right. Same thing on this side. Although I want to have even a less amount on this side, I think. Yeah, just like that. Alright. Color in the rest. It's just a straight brown. Yeah, that black highlight on here doesn't look quite right because it just looks like a line. So maybe we have to add one more like that. See if that works any better. Maybe. Something like that. Yep, that looks fine. And then we'll just get rid of this black line on this one. Okay. Looks like we have a little black dot there too. Okay. All right. All right, welcome back, everybody. While we were taking a quick break, I was looking at some pictures to see how I wanted to do these pine trees. So I was looking at an earlier picture that I had worked on, this one, and I really liked the way the pine trees turned out in this one, so I wanted to do something similar. So I wanted to do the same kind of color scheme, and I had, I guess, a black line on one side, and then on the other side it looks like I just used, it looks like just a solid, I don't know what you call it, maybe like a, not a navy blue, but almost like a teal blue, or like a dark teal. Yeah, I'm great with colors. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, it looks like I missed a couple spots back here for the blue background. So let's put those in there. All right. So I think, whoops, over here too. And then once we add these in, we can start working on the trees. And over here, one more. Somehow we missed all this. All right. Looking good. So I think the next step would be to say that the light side should be the side facing the center of the screen. So we're going to want to change the lines that are facing the center to that bluish color. But before I do that, I think we can go ahead and just jump in and start coloring them. So I'm going to get that dark, I don't know what you call that color, that dark teal color, and black, because I think that's what we used on the, yeah, that's what we used on the dark shadowed side. So we're going to do that. And it's like a, just a pattern that's very similar to what you see on the edge. So let's do that on all of these trees. So maybe something like, this one's really close to the tree. Something like that. Okay. And then we'll come down. And then over here. So just basically following the same pattern as we see there. Although I don't know that it has to necessarily be the same pattern, because it's simulating just more branches, not necessarily the same exact pattern. Alright, something like that. Alright, so this should all be filled in like that. And let's repeat this process. It looks, let's see, what's behind here? I see there's like a rock that continues on, but this little area over here should probably also be that blue color. So let's go ahead and add that in before I forget to. And move on where we were. Alright, let's see. I wonder if I should change any of these colors, since this one's further away in the background. It's really not that much further away, so I don't know that I have to worry about it that much. So I'm going to say not going to worry about it. Okay. And we'll repeat over here. Like this looks good, hopefully. And all right. You know, I love just seeing the pictures come together is always so nice. You know, you start with you look back at it, you know, you look at this picture, it's like very, it almost looks like something you would draw in kindergarten, you know, just like very solid colors, almost comically basic shapes like these trees that I draw. But you know, once you start getting the detail work in it, it starts to, you know, like this picture here, it just starts to look really good, even though it's very simple. You know, there's nothing complicated in this picture. It's just pleasant to look at. So hopefully we can replicate that with this one too. Okay, we'll fill that in. I think we'll want to fill in a little bit on the bottom there too. All right, that one looks good. Couple more to go. And this one, some of the lines are getting cut off by the blue, but that's all right. Now I think because this one is further back, the one thing I do want to do is probably have it have less of a highlight than the other ones. So just make these lines a little bit closer to the edges than they were on the earlier ones. All right. All right, perfect. Save it so that my program, you know, if it crashes, I'm still good. And let's go over to the right side. I'm not exactly sure what this little divot here is supposed to represent. I wonder if that was an accident on my part. So I wonder where these it's cutting off my tree lines, and I don't like it. So let me go back to when my tree was originally drawn. Or maybe I just did draw it like that. Okay, so it is cutting into it a little bit there. And then there it's cutting off that one too. Okay, so I can fix that easily. Just add in those little dots like that. And let's get back to our other color and do the job that we need to do. Yeah, this tree isn't as pretty as those other ones. The top of it is just... What is going on with this? It's just, it's kind of ugly. Alright, well, let's go back to our black line. I think we'll just add another little place where you can have the branches. And then we'll... Gosh, I feel like I'm doing this in the wrong order, but I think it's okay. We'll just add this in. Okay. All right. Now back to our plan. So I guess we'll just pick up right there and draw in our, I don't know what she called it, like it's not really a silhouette, but the dark side of the tree. Okay, why did that? Okay, I think I see what's going on. Let's get some green in here to contrast. Okay, that looks slightly better. And then one more. Right on this side. And then I have this white area over on the right. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to put there. Probably just the same color. Alright, same basic objective. A little bit too far. Alright, beautiful. And I feel like the bottom is always needing a little bit more. So we'll do that, and we will do that. I just want to see what it looks like with that dark color. And I think I'll put maybe an actual black, or maybe a black dark gray dither in that area. Yeah, I think that works a little bit better. I also want to see it with a black dither, or just a straight black. That almost looks too dark. So let's go with the black and gray. Alright, there we go. And right over here, there should be probably just a dark black from a shadow, which I didn't work into the picture. Alright, so this will be shadowed as well. Something like that should do. Alright. Now let's get out our green and dark teal. I'm gonna get yelled at by somebody who's like, that's not dark teal, that's actually has a color, title, name. I just don't know what it is. Okay, looks good. Beautiful. Alright, so that's a good basic outline for those trees. I'm not going to do the detail work on them now, but I just like getting the basic outlines of things colored in first and then do the detail work after that. So let's see what else. I guess we could begin working on the rocks now. Those seem to be the last major component. I still don't know if this was supposed to be a bush, though. But we can just make it a rock. It's not a big problem. Let's see. Anything else sticking out? I think we'll get that dark black Dither over here for this little spot there. And maybe even for these rocks in the background. Back here. Right, fast forward. Okay, everything looks beautiful. Alright, where to start with the rocks? Let's start with this big boy over here. Kind of feel like I want to put a top on it that kind of edges towards here. And you can have little side divots or something. Maybe even like this. Yeah, that'll do. I like it. That's a good looking rock. Alright, let's do something with this weird shaped thing. Turn this into some kind of not weird thing. Yeah, just like a rock here. Maybe a couple lines like indicating parts of rocks. And then, yeah, it looks like rock stuff. I'm going to save it before I forget to do that. And what else should we be doing? Let's do this guy over here. I'm kind of confused though. What is... Like, I see this, and this must be like dirt that it's standing on. But what is this little divot here? I'm confused by that. So what do I want to do about that? Maybe this could be like the top here. It goes in, maybe. Or maybe it just reaches out like that. This part could be just mud that it's sticking out of here. This rock has a top, something like this. These little divots. That could be just a flat kind of rock. And then what about this thing here? Kind of want to have like a rock here in front of it. And then I kind of want to break this up a little bit. So maybe like that. And like that. That will do. And then I have this kind of like upside down heart shaped thing. And I'm not sure what my plan was with it. I think this bottom part here is like, well, the bottom part of it. So maybe we can draw some lines that show how it's constructed. And maybe it's even cracking. That kind of works. I feel like having another line here would probably service it. Maybe here as well. Yeah, this starts to look about right. Alright, these are the So far, these are the the easiest rocks I've been dealing with, except for I didn't realize I wasn't scrolled all the way over here, so I just have to figure out these lines as well. Okay, that still works, it looks like. Okay, very nice. Excuse me, getting a little bit late, getting a little tired, not gonna lie. This one looks clearly like it has a top part. Well, maybe not there. Maybe its top part is closer to there. Yeah, that looks better. And it can have its little divoties. Alright, let's go to the other side. This is the big one, this big giant rock. And it has this little divot at the bottom here. So we could use that to break it up a little bit. Looks like a giant potato. Alright. I don't know exactly how I want to have this thing constructed. Let's see. Maybe something like, and it can go up here like this. Maybe have a little break here. I mean, this looks pretty decent. It looks fine anyway. Looks like it's divvied up well. Yeah, I'm enjoying that. I think that looks okay. So maybe we'll just break up the rest of these rocks, and maybe we'll call it a day after that, because I am definitely feeling the Sandman coming. Okay, something like this looks good. Nope, that all looks really confusing, actually. I like the idea of using this little line for something, but maybe I should just keep it traditional with just a top and then some divots. Alright, because divots always seem to work well. Alright. Another kind of rock with a top. These little line thingies. Alright, that looks reasonable. Maybe not. Maybe I'll come to this tomorrow and look at it and think, oh, these look kind of silly, actually. Alright, what do I want to... I think I can see in my mind I see a line here. And then what do I do with the rest of this thing? I can break it up down here, and it can kind of have a bunch of different broken lines down here. Yeah, I like that. That fits for me. This part here, though, not so big a fan of this part. Nope, that didn't turn out. It almost feels like this part is sticking out. It's not working the way I think. But maybe that's okay. Maybe it's just like right here. I think I'm gonna leave that one just for now. Let's go back up here. I really like the idea of having... Oh, that's a bush. Bush there I didn't color. I like the idea of this being a solid black down here. I like having those solid black areas with the blue silhouettes. I think those are cool looking. So I'm gonna just put that there. I'm gonna force it to work. Thanks, Thomas, for saying it looks good. I appreciate that. All right. I can't believe I forgot that bush. I think I need to go back and do that before I forget about it. So let's go way back when I did the bushes. Alright, there we go. Let's add in a item for this bush over here. Now this one's quite in the darkness. It's far away, so I'm not going to give it much light. Alright. Beautiful. Alright. Oops. Alright, next step is, let's get out our blue for the silhouette. The only problem with doing these is they look really interesting, so I feel like it'll make the player want to come over here and see if they can see what's down there. Really, they can't. Yeah, I just like the way that looks. Okay, I think the last rock I have to worry about is this little thingy at the bottom near the bush here. And let's see. It's the one that's giving me the most trouble. I think if you have a line there, this can work. Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but no, it's not great, and I want it to be great. Maybe right about there. Man, it's just a tough one for sure. I mean, that's not terrible, but it's not like beautiful either. Kind of want to put an additional rock over here, like it's standing on top of that one. Okay, looks almost like a little flying saucer. All right, maybe Roger Wilco lives inside of it or something. All right, well, I think we've made some pretty good progress on this picture. And I like the way it's turning out. I mean, it's very clear that the player cannot go right and cannot go left, so it's like up and down only. And that's exactly what I'm going for. The pine trees already look great, and I haven't even done any detail work on them, so I'm happy about that. So, yeah, I guess I think that'll be enough for today, and we'll pick up the rest next time. I appreciate everybody who came out to talk. I appreciate everybody who came out to lurk. I hope everybody has a great night, and thanks for watching.